And our conversation with Bill Marshall is brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Bill Marshall and the District 6 Basketball Committee putting together the schedule and getting it rolling. Bill, good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to have you with us again here. We did this at the beginning of last District 6 basketball playoff season, and here we are. That goes fast, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, and we appreciate the coverage.
Well, we're happy to do it because we enjoy so much watching high school basketball. Bill, I think the first thing we need to cover for folks is, because there's a big change in it, is the way that you get tickets ahead of time. It's done differently this year than it has in the past, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct. We have eliminated the actual paper ticket sales of pre-sale tickets that were usually available to the schools for students, and we've moved to a complete online system through hometown ticketing, and any fan can purchase a ticket through that site. It's $5 a ticket. Now, there is an upcharge, obviously, for the online sales, but we're actually seeing a lot of online tickets being sold already.
Yeah, really? Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's great. And I think, well, why not? I mean, the District 6 basketball tournament is, I know every district has its basketball tournament, but we love this one because our teams are in it, and it's just a lot of fun to do. And so we get it underway tonight at a number of different locations. We've got games on our Renda broadcasting stations, and I know putting together the brackets is not an easy thing, especially when you get to the 6 classifications. They've really changed a few years ago when it broadened like that, because now you've got teams that aren't going to actually be playoff caliber teams that are technically eligible, and it's hard to sort through that, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I mean, it helps with our what we call a closed tournament and our District 6 ranking systems, and really it has really increased the amount of fans that are visiting the District 6 website just to see where their team's at. It's changed the final couple weeks of the regular season because teams know what they need to do to get into the tournament, or they know what they need to do to be hosting as a higher seed. So I think we've made multiple changes. The committee has approved multiple changes over the last couple of years that have really made the tournament about the student athletes, the schools, and the fans. The
Class A rankings or brackets are the ones that are a little bit down because some of the teams just aren't able to keep up. But boy, it has really, really juiced up the AA and the AAA brackets. Those things are packed with teams, and they're good teams, aren't they?
Yes. I mean, top to bottom, that's the co-director, Mike Hudak, and I were talking on Friday. A couple of these brackets, they're wide open. There's so much parity in AA and AAA. It's going to make for an exciting tournament.
Yeah, it really is. And we've got, of course, United Claysburg Kimmel on the air tonight, and Penns Manor Bishop McCourt. And it really doesn't matter what the records are for some of these teams, because with the varying schedules and the different strengths of schedules, you could have a team that is sub 500 really putting it to a team that has a pretty sterling record in front of it and is hosting it on their home court. That's one of the great things about the tournament, I think, is the fact that now, because of your ranking system, strength of schedule actually gets figured in, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yeah, there's PowerPoints based on the classification of your opponent if you win. And that's important because we have some very strong conferences in District 6, and each of those conferences, both on the girls' side and the boys' side, are extremely competitive. So like you said, it gets really interesting when you see a Laurel Highlands Conference team going up against a Mountain Conference team, because they really, very rarely do they have a chance to compete in the regular season.
Yeah, you get these teams, they'll get into tournaments preseason, and then they'll try to fill out schedules, maybe get the holiday tournaments where they get some common opponents and maybe even get to play each other through the course of a year. But the great thing to me about basketball is, and we talk about December basketball against January basketball, those are two different basketball teams. You could be watching teams wearing the same uniforms, but they're two different basketball teams when you get later in the season. And now here comes February basketball and their playoff teams, and that can change the way a team approaches things.
Oh, absolutely. And just the pressure of the contest, the one-and-done tournament style, you got to show up ready to play. And, you hope that the schedule that you played in the regular season has prepared you for those intense moments, because every year there are so many great games, and we always see upsets early. So we're really excited to get it started.
We take a look at the Heritage Conference, of course, because we love the Heritage Conference. That's where our teams play from this neighborhood. And Of course, the KCAC, the Heritage Conference Championship, is always such a special night for us. Do you see other leagues that are seeing the success that the Heritage Conference Championship tournament brings and saying to themselves, we got to do that too?
Yeah, Laurel Highlands Conference Championship played on Saturday. Because of the outcome of the semifinal games, they had to move it to Bishop Carroll. But Bishop Carroll's gym was packed. I think it's a great, again, I think the league's taking that approach. It is helping prepare those kids for the one-and-done style format that you play when you get into the District 6 playoffs. I think that's a great, and I know the Heritage Conference Championships, that's a first-class run tournament. Jody Rainey does an outstanding job with that. So hopefully all of our leagues start doing something like that.
You know, you mentioned the Bishop Carroll Gym, and Bishop Carroll Gym on a District 6 playoff night is just a great atmosphere to find yourself in. And, of course, a couple of years ago went to the new format where teams that are higher seeded get to host a game or two in the playoffs, and that's a tremendous aspect because, you know, you're going to pack those gyms. But then you get into the bigger gyms, the Central Cambria Gym, even the Bishop Carroll Gym, the Field House in Hollidaysburg. It is really something when you get these teams together and their fans hit the road and enjoy these tournaments. It is something else. For folks who don't know about the atmosphere at the District 6 playoff games, it's really a special thing, isn't it?
Oh, it is. I mean, and, you know, for our tournament games, every game, I mean, and we see it, you know, I'm the superintendent of Penn Cambria School District, and we are hosting all of our district championships at the Mount this year, which we're really excited at Mount Aloysius. But you'll see just fans of the game coming to watch these contests and packing these gyms and supporting the kids. It's a great environment.
It really is. And Mount Aloysius really came through in the last couple of years, and they earned it, didn't they?
Yes, they have. They've been a great partner with us. Like you said, the move to 6 classifications created the scheduling difficulty for us to fit in 12 championship games over literally 10 play dates. And being able to have that common site so everybody gets to experience that's a great opportunity. And we're hoping then to play some first-round games there on the first Saturday in March at the Mount for some inter-district games, too.
Yeah. I know that you are a great fan of basketball, and you get to see a lot of it, but there are probably some teams that you're going to see in the District 6 playoffs that maybe even you haven't seen yet. And it probably excites you as a guy who gets to follow all of this action and visit all these different sites to see some teams that just come out of the woods and all of a sudden they're there in a district championship game.
Yes, it does. You know, as we're developing those brackets, you look at those brackets and see what could be possible semifinal games, because in the 2A, 3A, we play those semifinal games at neutral sites, so we're looking at what could be possible matchups, and you get those rare occasions where both the boys team and the girls team from the same school district are at the same site. You know, it's just, again, it creates so much excitement, which it's all about the student athletes and them being able to feel that energy in those gyms when they're competing. Yeah.
One serious aspect I wanted to ask you about, Bill, because I know folks get to wondering about these things in this day and age. Security at these games is so important, and I know that each of the schools and the district very concerned about it, and they have their security officers right there on board and making sure that everybody's safe. And people should feel confident in that as they go to these games.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Security at every event. We have a lot of communications with the athletic directors and our game managers over the behaviors of the fans and monitoring that, and including the game security, which in most instances is the local police. But that's an important component of making these events a positive experience for everybody, making sure that everybody's safe.
Absolutely. All right, ball's in the air tonight. Bill, thanks for spending some time with us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Todd.
We appreciate it. Have a great day and a great tournament.
All right, you too.
All right, there's Bill Marshall from the District 6 Basketball Committee. He's the chairman of it, and it is just good stuff when the District 6 playoffs begin, and they do begin tonight. We've got games on Cat Country, 106.3 FM United. We'll be taking on Claysburg Kimmel, and on 92.5 FM U92 Penns Manor Bishop McCourt. That's a boys game as well. And on WDAD tonight, WPIAL action with the Indiana girls as they take the court, too.